points. They're 60 points ahead of Bugha, Threats, and Craze, right? Bugha, Threats, and Craze, they've got to have a crazy game to go ahead and keep themselves in contention. Game number 11, Zeke, it means a lot.
Dude, it's so insane. But just think, and to like, you know, dig maybe a little deeper too. If any of these trios, like we're talking about just Peterbot falling, right? But if any of these trios between 3rd and 5th place fall, dude, we're gonna see going into that game 12, this be that much closer. That like the pressure is on right now, Kelly. If I'm these trios, they just have to be under such immense pressure. And I've just got to, you know, tip my hat to Kanata in this last game, especially. Once again, finding themselves these placements, right? They're not getting a ton of eliminations, but they're finding themselves these placements. Bolts is just nuts, dude. And then again, Kanata to be in this game into solo clutch, to have to be in a situation where we're going, guys, we need to be getting points. Like, we are so close. They are right here. They're at the finish line. They just have to make it over.
Yeah, just like for Peterbot's trio, we finally got to see Ritual pull out a solo clutch. We got to see a little bit of the same from Kanata there. Usually it's Bolts that's able to pull out the solo clutch. But regardless, when you are a top player, when you are in the top of the top for these pros, you have to be able to pull out these solo clutch moments, regardless if that's playing safe on the low ground. Maybe you even go for a solo height take like what we've seen before. But just, it's, I mean, we're talking about these crazy clutch games that these teams may need. Well, if you look at our teams going for those qualification spots in 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 7th place, each one of them has a victory royale. Within those victory royales, they're able to get double-digit eliminations or close enough. So we already know that every single one of these teams is capable of a 100-point swing, and that might be just what they need, Vivid.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say. Right, it kind of feels like we're going into game number 12, but I kind of hyped it up. It means so much for a lot of these trios right now. I don't even know what I want to see here, Zeke. Just crazy stuff. I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to Bolts though, because statistically speaking, he does have the most solo points for the first 10 games with 49 himself, quickly followed up by Peterbot with 48. So those solo clutches making a huge difference on the leaderboard. Let's see if all of these trios can kind of battle it out, stay all 3 up, and make it to the end game, and we can have some crazy game number 11.
Oh man, 2 games left to go before we wrap up grand finals in North America. It's fine. Everything is fine. No one's stressed. We're all happy. Everything's great. Let's get ready for game number 11. Casters, are you guys great too? Oh.
I don't know, man. I think I'm going as same as you, Monster. You might be on a cool another level, but you have been in these situations before as well. And I want to shift this conversation. If Pollo continues to play how he's playing, I think that NA GOAT debate shifts from Peterbot to him.
Yeah, I mean, I dropped it in the middle of our commentary like 2 games ago. Acorn's team is the best right now, but remember, they also didn't change their strategy. They have been practicing the Demon's Domain all season long, regardless of what the narrative was a couple weeks ago or days ago, really, with the shakeup that we, of course, seen. It's incredible times now, and game number 11 sounds like it's ready.
Let's go.
It's a big time right here, Jacob. We got game 11 in front of us. We got what Vivid is looking to as one of the critical points here for the closeout of the tournament. I think he's spot on, not only for, of course, setting up a potential catalyst for your global championship spot, but it's really a matter of the winner at Demon's Domain. If they walk away with things, they might just have a gap that's too big to close.
Yeah, right now it's only 39 points, and we've seen gaps like that close after one singular game, but that's when there's been a lot of games left. Game 1 over, the next one begins, 12 games throughout it all. I said it's a marathon and not a race, but at this stage in the tournament, it's turning into a little bit of a foot race overall between, I want to say, the top 3 teams in the tournament, include Rapid, Kanata, and Bolts in that mix as well, because just one mistake could really change things up going into the final game of the day.
Yeah, they might be 100 points away, but again, with a game buffer, they could close that gap and then be in the conversation to close out pretty strongly. Now, this is going to come at the hands of basically a mistake, right, from Cold, Ritual, Peterbot, and Acorn's trios without anything kind of interfering with how consistent they've been. It's going to be tough to ask for anything more than that. But when you start looking at the points and the way the points are being allocated right now, I mean, this is one of the few times I think we've seen Ager's, Acorn, and Boyo's team. I feel like in a way that they're keeping up right now. Like, we're talking like leading, or if not, basically neck and neck with overall eliminations, which is very hard to do when you have a Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual type trio dynamic, right? Cold and Peterbot, clearly the usual leaders with the Elam game. So I just feel like they've met their match, right? This is the first time on the region as a whole we've seen two such dominant trios run away and go head to head like this.
I mean, you did ask me a question yesterday. You said, who is going to stop this team? Who is going to stop Peterbot at the incredible run he was having? I said it. I said, looking at the leaderboard, there's teams that are fighting for a global championship spot. There's teams that are out of the running in terms of the leaderboard. I said it, only man himself is Poyo, but you can include Agers, you can include Acorn, but let's give a shout out to Agers. 38 eliminations by himself through these 10 games so far, and it's Poyo who's on top of the damage chart. So they have spots 1 and 2 in terms of elimination and damage, firing on all cylinders. And we were just talking about Kanata's team, kind of just play it out. You don't have to do anything major, maybe average a top 8 placing. They're finding themselves in a similar spot if they can just have one more decent game here.
Yeah, we need to create a graphic that has like a stat card with all of their pros and cons, and just let me see that, because we need to put everyone side by side, man. Agers, I feel like, is just not getting the credit he's been deserving all season long, but this major in particular, he really is showing out, and as has Bolts, right? And that's what's really cool about this. We're seeing the best of the best also shine through when it kind of matters on this global stage here, but this is in setup, of course, for the global championship. I know we haven't seen the best showing from, you know, maybe Clix's trio or even Muzz in his trio in the last game, but they are still in this conversation right now. Oh, talk about Clix and Yamzo. Look at them go right here. A little fight.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're playing with a little bit of emotion intact. Things haven't necessarily been going their way this tournament. They've been kind of switching up their strategy, trying to get Surge from the distance, lurking up on the teams, and overall just being aggressive. And now we're turning back to the aggressive nature. We always talk about how do you close the lead with not enough games left. You have to go on an elimination frenzy. That's one of the only ways, especially 4 points per elimination. Poyo, Agers, and Acorn doing the same thing. They know this team lands down here. This time around, they're able to take advantage. Good damage, and they're keeping them close by. Not letting them heal up, not letting them get any motion in this fight.
Definitely a good set of eliminations right here. Remember, they have to make up a lot of points, right? Like 30 points might not seem like much, but that is a good amount of eliminations in a grand finals type setting. And if you can get them early, this is how you start to pad up your standings here and really give you a run for the top. But also, think about where it positions them on the map, right? Remember, we've seen this before where they stop playing these outskirts and try to find themselves, you know, kind of in the line of fire of Peterbot's team or vice versa. So for Acorn, Agers, and Poyo to start getting around, I think it makes sense, right? You gotta play fast and move fast almost.
Yeah, even though we kind of look at a team just kind of like, you don't want to turtle up too much. We talk about not wanting to make a mistake, but for a team like that, you know Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual are going to get aggressive. You know they're going to go for eliminations to try to take the win back. So only time will tell to see how this game closes out. But for Rise, Aviv, and G-Money, we always talk about those global championship spots. Only 2 up for grabs in this major on Central. Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid, 589 points. They start this game over Aviv, G-Money, and Rise, 71 points. But for them, they're in the lead over Fuga's team by about 60.
Look at a quick replay right here at Superman Laser Beam once again coming into full effect there. This fight starting to come to a close here shortly. Cyclops, VLEX, HQ pushing down Zonda. Now remember, Zonda's team was fall into the hands of Acorn and stuff kind of earlier in the day, but it seems like they kind of mixed things up, but not exactly the best strategy here as they've just gotten caught off by a different trio instead.
But 4 eliminations so far for a team like this. Good start. Depending on where you place down the leaderboard, each placing grants you just kind of unlocks more and more money. Kind of start to build that chemistry, but Blue is just hiding. They don't know exactly where he was able to disengage from, but he's peeking through that cone. They make one wrong move. He does have the Outlaw, so he will be able to down 1 in quick succession, but it's all about that second one.
Look at the feed.
Ooh.
There's big elims happening right now, potentially as well. All that momentum can change in a moment's eye. Boyo Acorn Agers getting active right now. Things are starting to collide here. This is a real desperate situation for a Mistform to start coming out. They're gonna have to hit the reset button here. You have Bryce's team here. This is just outside the contention of multiple trios now. I'm just looking at the map here. Everyone's kind of slowed down for a second right now. Acorn, Boyo, and Agers. What in the W key are we seeing right here? Are they trying to create such a buffer between them and the opponents? Maybe they're enabling a different strategy we haven't seen from Acorn, Boyo, and Agers so far. I feel like this is definitely a little bit more aggressive than usual.
I'm thinking right now. I'm calculating. I'm like a robot. Boop, beep, boop, taking in all the information. It almost seems like they're doing that, trying to isolate eliminations as Cold. Peterbot Ritual, we saw in the feed, they were able to pick this one up on the visuals. Luckily for him, his teammates are still alive overall, but it almost looks like Acorn, Agers, and Boyo are looking for a dead side rotate. They saw the zone shift up towards the north, all the way towards the west. They know every team around their POI, all the way up towards the north, including the east side, is going to rotate on that edge. So they're trying to be quick, fast, and in a hurry. Beat all these other teams to the punch, but it seems like Cold, Peterbot, Ritual might have that same plan because they're heading right in that direction of the first place team.
No, I think they have a different plan. It's not dead side. It's let's find Acorn. There's only so many places they could be. One little false look to the right and they would have spotted him out. I wonder if Cold or Ritual's going to go ahead and do that. Peterbot's going straight for the high ground here. It's going to give them all the visibility on the teams that are fighting nearby. Launchpad's here as well to work with. There it is. Seems like they might have actually spotted something out down there.
They know somebody's there, but it's kind of hard. It's a tough situation to be in. I feel like we've seen this before in group stages. How they got Brutal Boxcars uncontested. They use that rift. They're trying to get out. And that's what I was talking about with the lab. It might be hard to get in. Not as hard to get an exit, but they see exactly the direction they are moving in. So they might not try to beeline their direction right to them, but they are going to be hovering and hounding them the entire way through.
I was going to say, you don't really have to, right? All you got to do is hold them out, get into the kind of their directional, rotational areas, and do what you need to do from there. But map knowledge coming through for Acorn, Agers, Boyo. They go straight to the other launch pad. They veer out even further and look. They're just going pad to pad right now. I think spider senses are kicking in for them right now. They're like, wait, there's danger nearby. We got to go. G-Money. Aviv and Rise, though, still in a bit of a scuffle over there as Acorn, Agers, and Boyo just trying to figure out how to live to see another day right now.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You see this? You see this, right? They dropped the medallion from Demon's Domain. They know it. You are exactly right, Monster. The hairs on the back of their neck was sticking up. They got the chills. They said, nah. This just does not feel right. And this could be a bait. I wonder if this could be a bait possible play. Either way, they are thinking outside of the box here. I'm hyped.
What is going on right now? He's going back for it. It's either a misplay or some 1000 IQ big brain play to see if they can beat them into walking into some of their territory. But again, there's just so much happening there, and you could tell that Peterbot Cold was on to their heels. But look at this. They lost Ritual. What happened? Oh, the tides might be turning here.
Oh, the 3-2-1. The team fire enough. Smiley and Salt just get the elimination. And I would say, luckily for them, Monster, there is a reboot van just up that mountain. I think Peterbot is already gaining access to that. The biggest thing that they've lost right here is not only the time to rotate to the zone, but the Storm Surge, if any, that Rituals has. This might have put them in a peculiar situation when Storm Surge activates.
Oh, man, I don't even want to know what the comms are like right now. For them to just have the opportunity and then watch it slip before their fingertips. This might just be, honestly, the play that sets them all the way back. Boyo, Acorn, and Agers likely just finding,
there's enough.
breath
Oh,
here as they see what's happening. And look at
Boy,
this,
there's
pushing
enough.
right through Oliver OG team. Not because they have to, but because they want to. They can just do that. They have the momentum, they have the lead, they have the points right now, they have the buffer room to work
this
with.
one sounds battery at
They
all.
can build this lead, the more likely they are to get themselves another championship right now. Polyo's going to put himself, what is it, into that 5x conversation, into that GOAT best of the best on NA conversation. It's just happening here and now, right before our eyes.
I'm just waiting for that montage afterwards of Pollo essentially saying, anything you can do, I can do better. You saw the stat, Pollo leading in damage with his team. They went and picked right
That's
back
enough.
up their medallion as well, making sure to keep the entire loot of Demon's domain intact, finding a couple more eliminations. And as you said, with Ritual going down, them finding more eliminations, they're putting it in a position to where, yeah, maybe Ritual Cold and Peterbot can win with an elimination, but how many eliminations? It's almost putting them in a spot where they need a historic game in order to overtake that first place spot.
Just keeping things interesting. Remember, this is only game 11 for the NA finals here for Major 3. Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts. We did all that conversation. We almost forgot about Rapid, Kanata, and Bolts are in the running here as well. But look, they're much more passive, right? At this pace, how are you going to close that gap? 710 points now for Agers, Acorn, and Boya after all the effort they've kind of put in this round. It's just getting further and further away.
Yeah, you can see them just continuing to trade shots from the mountain ranges. On the other side, though, have not been able to get Peterbot back on up just yet. Cold, even though it is relatively early, one tick zone, only has the one med kit. It does look like that team is following him. I'm wondering if he kind of drew them out away from the intention of Peterbot and Ritual, because you see them over towards Canyons Crossing, nowhere in sight. So far, you see him on the bottom of the mini-map trying to make their appearance, but he is getting pushed by an entire trio. Cold is going to have to do cold things here.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a tough spot to be in. But we've seen Cold already kind of playing in peak form. And you know what? I think he could do it again, but he's playing smart, taking his time here. It only takes one to be well out of place for him to go and initiate something huge there, and that's a bad edit. He's going to give away a spot. He's going to call for backup, but he gets coned up. Look how quickly he pieces him and finishes him off there. And look at that. Aaron's also lit up too, so... Oh, no. Did you forget a wall, son? That's a huge problem. And Cold is here to just do what he does. Already working around the outskirts. Just a matter of time. Misform, baiting, buying more room, Siphon to kick in, finishes off the teamenates just because. And now here comes Ritual to back him up, and then they finish it off. My gosh.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean for him to do cold things. I know seasons ago I said he has ice in his veins. They call him cold for a reason, and that reason continues to exist. And that's just amazing right now, because Cold, we saw him clutch up in earlier games for that top 3 to keep things close, and he does it here again, because we know Aegis, Acorn, and Pollo have been going on an elimination frenzy from the south to the western parts of the map, picking up these key points, picking up these refreshes as well, keeping themselves healthy. This is just excellence at its finest. It's Rise of VFG money. They get the down onto Booga. And that's a big down for multiple reasons, not just the points, because that's the global championship qualifying race and the team that's on their heels.
Down one goes. Visuals just ticking away. Is there even going to be enough time for the next one to go through? I don't think so. Wait, he had a big hit. Oh, so close yet so far. And, you know, with them falling out, it's not really like they lose much other than big-time prizing and overall, you know, effort, of course, as far as, like, getting this high-quality practice in for setting themselves up for globals. But still, no one wants to fall. When you're inside the 5th place, you're making a run for at least the top 3 there.
Less than 50 points now. Even though they've been slowed down just a little bit, I know they're going to be looking for key opportunities to continue to try to pick up the pace in terms of eliminations. Even Shadow is doing the same thing. Him, Muzz, and Sphinx are still in that hunt. They started this game with 435 points. want to say around 80 or so points out of reach of that second global championship spot. And with Muzz down, that puts a lot of pressure on Shadow and Sphinx. Not in terms of damage and Storm Surge, but to get their full trio up. They are on the clock right now, 5th zone, 24 seconds until it officially closes. I will say the silver lining got to be in this situation is there are multiple reboats towards the backside of zone, both on their left and their north side of their original drop spot. So as long as they have some mobility, it shouldn't take too long to get the reboot if they have his card.
Yeah, they're not out of it just yet, but I mean, it just seems like things have been going downhill since that Victory Royale. 28 plays, 12 plays, which is, you know, pretty big end game, but you're missing out on the bulk of the points. So it's been pretty tough for Sphinx and Shadow to find their footing. See if they can kind of turn things around right now, but one thing's for certain, they got to make it, I was going to say, make them move fast. Depending on how long they've been in the storm too, though, you got to think about it, Jacob. They might actually catch sickness because, you know, once around zone 7 turns in, if you haven't exited, I mean, that's it. You're cooked.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate too right here. I'm not sure if he was able to get the reboot card or not, but Shadow, Sphinx forced to go 2 separate directions. And it's Sphinx who's drawing the attention of Neko, Zavi, and Liam, just hoping and praying that he can get Muzz back on up, and then eventually if he goes down, they can move on over and get his card. But as we tune in, Cole, he did get another elimination on to Broken, bringing their team total to 6, and this is exactly how it happened, Monster.
Yeah, you like hanging out in a surge base? Let's just see what happens when these guys start to target you. And then they initiate the fight. Yeah, they're kind of coming up. Looking for a couple more points here. Why not? Take a stab at it. No Elam for Peterbot just yet. Give it a second though. G Money, Aviv, Rise. Pressure starting to build here. The real question is, will they crack? Aviv ends up falling now. Rise super hurt. Medmiss has to come out here. This is, of course, going to be a tell to the rest of the lobby, but at least it gets a recover. Look at that mini map. My gosh. That's a problem for everyone here at the Shafts.
All the teams that were thinking it was going to continue to pull towards the north are now having to try to make their way in, which makes that side of the zone pretty congested. You see it going down all the way towards the western edge, even a little bit towards the north as Rise, G-Money, they're able to get healthy there in that situation, but you can see a huge loss in their resources overall. They're a team that is inside of that global championship qualifying bubble, and with 2 games left, hoping to keep that intact with or without Aviv by their side. They know they got to get that job done. Acorn, Foil Agers, even though they got to rotate, they knew that team was above, and Acorn just peeking through the cone. Vital information for him and his team as they go ahead and extend their position before rotating to zone.
What an end game we're going to be set up for right now. Oyo, Acorn, Agers also leading the pack with these elims too, just really staying in the conversation right now, staying competitive with Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, who are now positioned up just across from them. They have eyes on what's happening here. It's gonna be all rotates coming soon.
Yeah, they're almost like right on that Storm Surge line. We saw them just moments ago, 26, using this elevation before rotation to try to get as much Storm Surge as possible. But with that bird's eye view, they're watching all of these teams start to rotate in, inching further and further away, forcing them to start their rotation. And you see them, instead of just beelining it in, they're continuing to hold that pressure off the top of the mountain, and that's going to give them a clearer picture of what they're working with on that side of the map. But on this side, you said it yourself, it's just so congested here.
Yeah, Peterbot's team was just slightly below right there, but what happened? G-Money takes a huge shot when they exit out, and then the finish of the team has to have been right on top of them. It's Gary and Saul here. Now, Rise does turn around, find elimination. Can he get the second one? These are big and important points. Okay, it's at least going to keep him in the game, but no misform, nothing here to really work with. This is not good. And Rise is going to have to play for another siphon. You might as well heal, do something. Don't sit there and lose time, and Rise might have just given away his global championship spot. We'll come back to check on the standings here later, but for now, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual getting active. Still has 6 eliminations, but they picked up a little more damage now. Bobby starting to focus in on them. Outside rotate, Price and team, Acorn and crew. Wow.
Yikes. Yikes. That's all that really can be said out of a situation like that. They go down relatively early. A few placement points, though, in there for their efforts. So with their global championship spot secured, and what could be a legacy in the making on the line for Peterbot, that last game, I have a feeling, Monster, is going to be amazing. It's going to be better than cinema. But the teams that are left alive, Rapid, Kanata, and Bolts, they probably saw them go down. And to enter into this game, it was only a 58-point deficit to overtake that second place spot. Obviously, they increased the lead with a few more eliminations, but there are so many placement points up for grab and the opportunity to get eliminations to close that gap.
I'm just thinking about the full picture all season long. We were kind of looking forward to grand finals with the Pollo versus Peterbot clash, and the irony of it has to end that way here for game number 12 if they want a chance to win this major. Now, knowing them, they might just give us the show we're looking for, but for Pollo, Acorn, and Agers, it's just business as usual for them. Because you know what? Deep down inside, Pollo has been the boogeyman. So why sign up for that too is what you have to think about. They're just playing so good right now.
Saying the feed, Yamzo went down, but not before taking down Craze. And Craze was the one that got the eliminations on the G Money and Rise, trying to close that gap when it comes to qualification spots. But now it's Muzz, Sphinx, and Shadow who are reaping the reward, because with no Aviv that has the spot, no Booga who's in front of them on that leaderboard, this is their chance to start to join that conversation in a serious manner going into our final game of the day. But if you look at high ground, Bolts, Kanata, and Rapid, they're looking to not just be a part of the conversation, they're looking to steal the show.
Aviv, G Money, and Rise had a 60-point stretch over Booga starting his lobby off, and even further for Muzz's trio. So that's going to be huge for Bolts, Rapid, and Kanata. They need a lot more eliminations, so this is a great start for them to start earning some points and at least taking advantage, putting themselves in a conversation for maybe even a second place here. Maybe you know, they could stand to benefit potentially if Peterbot's team takes down Acorn. Who knows what the last game's going to yield, but one thing's for certain, whoever wins this game, if it's Kanata's trio, that's going to shake things up. If Acorn's team doesn't go the distance, Cooper, Reed, Curly playing the low ground on the outskirts right now. Definitely a wild factor here in the lobby. He must go.
Those are key eliminations right there. 4 more points and more because of the placement, knocking that team out of the lobby. They see so much chaos going down around. They're just trying to peek and find that perfect opportunity to get more. There's Bolts, Kanata, and Rapid, because so much is going on in and outside of the different layers on the low ground. Nobody has really had a chance to feel comfortable enough to look up. The one team that would, Agers, Acorn, Pollo, they're on that ultimate low ground. They're building space, and they're trying to claim it as their own, but Bolts is still going on the hunt. You talked about eliminations being needed. Well, he heard you loud and clear.
Yeah, he definitely has to do something. But look at this, Agers, Acorn, Pollo still standing here, earning placement points ever so slowly. They did everything they needed to do for the elimination, so they have racked up enough. Bolt is still getting active, though. Huge shotgun shots. He has to force his way back to the top of that med miss or misforms just to buy him a little bit more time. And finally now, pressure comes from the low ground here, forcing Agers up and out, but Pollo's hot on the heels here. They're doing an excellent job rotating together. Bolt sees what's happening. They know you have to target second height. You can't get them or allow them to get comfortable. And here it is, the clash that we've been waiting for might just happen.
Yeah, and they know exactly where they're at because of the hot potato with that medallion. And there goes a flank right there. Bolty yoinks him in, almost gets that knock and elimination. Pollo, life flash right before his very eyes. The quick thinking, the medallion changing hands. Chug Jug is out. His team's going to build him a path, using the misform to try to get to the front side of zone. Buy him time to heal. But I think Bolts might know there's somebody that did not go with him, that is last to enter and might be the first to leave as they continue to target down below. They know if they have any chance at taking that first place spot, they need to figure out a way to take down the Titans. As Fleek steps in the way, Bolts is going to take him out regardless who he is and enters that misform to reclaim their high ground.
This is why I absolutely love the misform in the end game as well. It just picks up the pace of the game. So many opportunities to just prove how far ahead you can be as an individual competitor. And Pollo is still going as well. I know we're focusing in on what Bolt is capable of, but Pollo is standing here strong alongside Acorn. Acorn's gonna fall, he's gonna pick up some material now. Someone has managed to actually reclaim high ground, so Bolts, Rapid, and Kanata are actually distracted here for a second. They have to force their way up top. It's Curve who's just giving, honestly, everyone else time to make a move. Muzz, Sphinx, and Shadow Work. Almost happy this is happening.
Oil's just buying time. He knows Acorn's going in, trying to be a little bit of disruptor, but he goes down with his last med kit in his inventory. He's forced to use the misform to go in. Sliver of HP remaining, instantly deleted by Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid, but will that have been too late? Now they end up in a 3v3 situation, everything to fight for. Each team trading off downs each. Shadow's by himself, but he gets taken out. The Siphon is going to come into play for Bolts, buying him just a little bit extra time, maybe even more, as Muzz goes down as well, but Shadow has created such distance away. He goes back up, knows Kanata's playing the heal off. Smart play by Bolts here. He doesn't want to give away that Siphon for free, and it works out perfectly. Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid storm through game 11 and take it by force.
Talk about a big game to keep them in the running here and now. Over Agers, Acorn, Boyo, a back and forth fight, and then Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx taking full advantage of the opportunity that was nearly gifted to them because of VG Money Rise fall, Booga Threats and Craze fall, Visual Brazen Diminish out of the competition as well, and all of a sudden now those that matter are stepping up when it matters. Jacob, that was a great game. And talk about a way to kind of set us up right for the finale here to come.
Yeah, and these just plays like this, they get the high ground. They know everybody down below has been through the ringer, and they just calm, cool, collected. Just get these eliminations and even dive down to pick up the loot like you're watching Bolts here, and that just reinforced their position up above. But we talked about it throughout the course of the game in terms of Peterbot, but Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts, they need eliminations to close the gap if they want to take that first place spot. Well, guess what, Monster? They ended this game with double digits. They ended this game with 14 eliminations after taking down Sphinx here for the victory royale. That plus the 65 points, 121 point game for a team that's all but clutched their spot to the global championship. But with one game left, Monster, we got to throw it to Zeke, Kelly, and Vivid to break down all that actions and lead us to the promised land.
Production, I'm so sorry. I need the highlights of those final few moments of that game. Oh my gosh, 14 elim victory royale, and essentially the tail end of the competition. Oh man, I spoiled myself on the standings too. Okay, Zeke, focus. What an insane game from the trio, right? What an insane game, Kelly. They have height, and in those moments, and again, I cannot like talk enough about this trio. Again, pressure is on. We're trying to qualify, and Kanata's not thinking, I just want to qualify. I want to win. Bolt is right there with him. Rapid there to support beat after beat. I'm blown away. I'm at a loss for words. It's crazy.
I mean, after yesterday's games where we saw Muzz get 13 eliminations, I was like, there's no way we're going to see anyone get any more than that. Even Peterbot has peaked out at 11 eliminations, but to get 14 elims in the 11th game of the final grand finals of the season, I can only imagine how loud that dig house was. Kanata yelling at the top of his lungs, and with Bolts, Rapid, and Kanata playing exactly like how they like to play. This was their game to win, and they did it with flying colors.
Yeah, I mean, Bolt's just playing on the edge of danger at every single waking moment, right? Constantly dropping down, of course, the misform to kind of back up that type of play style, but just making sure that he and his trio had enough materials to kind of hold that high ground, apply enough pressure. The amount of times we kind of saw him dip down, pick up some of those mats, fly back up, make sure his trio was healthy, and then at the very last moment as well, Jacob kind of called it out, kind of using the misform, returning back to Kanata, dropping the misform, so Kanata had that little bit of an extra boost in the heal off if he ended up needing it. Oh, just crazy stuff happening on NA. Game number 11. I told you it was going to set us up big for game number 12.
Oh, dude, the tech, that's what blows me away. Bro, he's just think in the moment, you're like, I have a misform. It has 2 charges. You could, if he just used both to try and find that player, find Sphinx, track him down, I would be like, yeah. He misforms up to Kanata and drops him the final charge. To just think about the implications. Kanata's like, oh shoot, something's wrong, misform. Gotta go find some, you giving me time to go look. Oh my gosh, Bolts, you're nuts. Okay, I love Fortnite. We're gonna go to a break.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're gonna take a look at these standings. Your little mind's gonna be blown, so is mine. Get ready, gear up. One final game, Fortnite fam. We'll see you real soon. Welcome back. I've been sitting here trying to contain myself. It is great to see you. Welcome back to the FNCS. I have not. One game. Thankfully, we go to break so I can yell into the ether and you guys don't have to hear that. That's what's great. We are one game away from concluding NAC Grand Finals, okay? All right. This last game, Rapid Kanata Bolts get themselves a 14 elimination victory royale. Let's take a look at the standings to see how close this is. Now, who's in first place? Of course, it's still Agers, Acorn, and Pollo. But look at the gap. It's only 60 points because of that last game. Okay? Okay, now, obviously, Pollo's going crazy. There's a ton of things. We have a minute and a half. Rapid fire me right now, okay, guys? I'm going to talk to it. You guys are going to pick it up. Pollo versus Kanata. Who could look to win? Could Peterbot decide to land on Pollo right now and say, you know what, Pollo, we're going head-to-head for game number 12? Could Aviv and Muzz going head-to-head right now? Only 17 points separating either trio from that final qualifying spot. And of course, if we go down one more place, Booga is 49 points behind Aviv. He'd have to get 49 points to Basically tie it up and then look to fight for those spots. Guys, we have a minute left. Rapid fire. Go!
There is already so much that has happened over the last 2 days, over the last 11 games.
Basically tie it up and then look to fight for those spots. Guys, we have a minute left. Rapid fire. Go!
There is already so much that has happened over the last 2
Qui raconte, gros.
Non, mais pas en tant que joueur.
Has he got a co-caster, does he? I've never heard a co-caster on Nikov's stream. All right, let's see it, chat. Let's see it.
C'est différent.
This is it. If you guys are confused what's going on right now, why you hear a Frenchman talking, this is Nikov. He is the Fortnite player manager of Gentlemates. They have signed Poyo to their organization, which means they get his POV. Let's see it. P won't drop on him, bro. Pete's definitely dropping on him, chat. Pete is dropping Demon's Domain right now.
Je regarde même pas le chat, gros.
Oh, I mean, it's close enough where Pete could key.
Allez, gros.
You're right. Okay, it's not 100%.
Ouais, j'arrive plus à parler.
I don't know. I've called so many of the off spawns right. Let me see. What do I think? Chat, do you think Pete lands on Poyo? I'm closing my eyes. I don't want to be biased by you guys. What's the difference? What's the difference again? Fuck, I can't check. It's like...
Moi, je serais d'avis de dire oui, mais je suis pas certain, peut-être pas.
Yes, I think he does. Yes, because Pete wants to kill Kanata too. Pete lands demons and keys Crime City 100%. That's the only way he wins, and he knows it. Not the only way he wins, that's the best chance to win. So yes, Pete lands demons and then tries to key Crime City if he wins. I'm calling it. Let's see. Pete is landing here. Come on. Come on.
Seigneur, Coco, Seigneur.
Come on.
Ça drop.
Did they drop? Did they drop? Are there gliders?
Ça drop, mais on n'entend pas de
Are there gliders?
Ouais, on va vite le savoir.
Oh, there's gliders! Oh shit! Here we go! It all comes down to this. We started at demons, we're ending at demons, and a great drop from Poyo. Poyo gets the gun. 55 tag though. Poyo's down! Poyo down! Poyo down! Aegis down! It's up to Acorn. Wait, Pete has a chance to steal it in game 12 because it's motherfucking Peterbot. Oh my god.
Oh non. Même s'il se barre dans tous les cas.
Poyo's team has won this spawn fight so many times.
C'était sûr.
And when it all matters, for somehow, Pete always comes out on top. It is actually ridiculous, but
Non, mais là, il peut pas
Acorn maybe has the ability to try to ruin this for them. They don't see him. They don't see him. They don't see him. They're gonna see him though. They're gonna spot him. They're gonna spot him. They're gonna spot him. And then it's gonna come down to Kanata versus Peterbot. They spot him. Poyo, Acorn, and Aegis go down on spawn. It's up to Kanata. All eyes on Kanata. Kanata has to hold on here.
Talk about absolute.
We can tell if there's 6 people jumping towards it.
Come on, Pete.
Oh, we gotta
This
see
is what you practice, bro.
Yeah, they should jump
Hoisting themselves
now.
straight into the competition,
Let's see.
but you know what? Agers, Acorn, and Poyo.
1, 2.
My gosh.
Are you
talk
fucking
about
kidding me?
absolute Massacre.
Are you
fucking
kidding me?
Just perfect
Wait,
execution.
wait.
This
Yes,
is-
they are.
oh.
Yes, they are.
We are
Oh my
gonna-
fucking god.
We want
Come on.
down here.
Wait, no way.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The match begins.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my fuck. Oh my god. Agent goes down. Acorn. Oh my god.
3v2, 3v1, 3v1.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my
Oh, it's Acorn, dude.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm about to throw up. I'm about to throw up. Oh god.
Acorn's running, Acorn's running.
Oh my fuck.
Acorn's trying to run.
Bro, you gotta find them.
They're making sure they have no
Oh my
odds
God.
at losing this one.
Oh my
And
God.
Acorn is just
way
hiding
Acorn
out
tried to
here,
run.
down in the
He made
low
it.
ground. I think something's
Yes,
gonna
Pete,
happen.
yes.
How does he know?
His position.
How?
Because he wants to blob.
Looks
He
like-
wants to blob.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Peter
No.
trying to claim it.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my
There's no
fucking
way.
god.
See
Oh my
that
god.
lead diminish.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Peter just stood on business.
Oh my god, he stood on business, chat.
The difference maker with the weapons.
Oh my God.
He just briefed Agers as win, Grants win.
Down
Oh,
no
Acorn.
way.
This is exactly
Oh my
what we
God.
wanted coming into Major 3. I
that's
hope everybody is happy
Fucking
because we
cinema.
got that treat.
Cinema,
Actually,
motherfuckers.
There's
I
enough.
that I was grinning just ear to ear. Genuinely do.
Oh my god.
Ritual called in Peterbot.
Wait, hold on. We have. Yo, hold on.
And honestly, the move shift that they've been looking
Oh
for
my
because
fucking.
the last couple
Okay,
games, Jacob,
60
we
points.
have had
Pete's
a
behind by
somewhat
190,
out of
right?
the ordinary
Pete
performance.
needs to win this game.
You know,
No, not 90. He already cut
That's not
points with 3
usual.
kills.
Oh, you're right. So 80, 78.
Looking right now at the points, a 30
Yeah, 78. That's
deficit
literally just
to
a win. That's not even
second
like a high
place
win.
right
Oh my
with
fucking
those
god. And
eliminations,
Peter
they
has
already
mythic.
dropped it
Peter
down.
has coin.
So I think
Peter has it
10
all.
Points to
No
behind.
way,
Canada,
motherfucker.
Rapid, and Bolts.
You're a bad boy if you pull
I
this
know.
off, Pete.
Everybody
You're a
has
bad
bad
motherfucker.
had their eyes peeled out Fortnite competitors.
Oh my God, wait.
Look,
He's
he's
not
already
fighting
10 points
for
behind
second
fucking
place. So
Nada,
he has
yeah. Oh my
An
god.
historic elimination
He
game
is
to
a
not only
bad
take the
motherfucker.
spot over A-Court, Ages, and Porto, but pass Rapid, Canada, and Bolts if they don't go down, or they're going to have to go on another hunt. They're going to have to figure out where Rapid, Canada, and Bolts are at, take them down, and finish off this game with a win over the game.
Yeah, none of those are easy ask, right? You got to go across this entire map. You have to be deadly accurate now. And, you know, again, yesterday we talked a lot about this. There's
Yo, that's
contingency plans for
crazy,
teams
bro.
like Acorn and company, all right? They've been planning this the entire year, but not necessarily a contingency plan
He
for
stood
what happens
on
when Kanata's
fucking
up there? What happens
business.
when G Money
Holy
and
shit.
Aviva are running things, right? Like, these are just, you know, unforeseen circumstances. And, you know, this last game really is going to be up for surprise. But we know for certain that Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid surely have downloaded.
Crazy
rules
how-
happen. It's all starting to
I mean,
process.
either way, they
here
would've
now.
camped the car, but
We're
that
gonna
blob
get to
being
see
right
if
on
they can
Acorn is
actually
insane.
perform under pressure
Right where he's hiding.
when it matters most. I know Boats has been here before, Kanata and Rapid as well. However, it's been a while, right? It's been a while since you had this opportunity to unfold here.
Just want to take this moment to say congratulations, though, before this one ends for Kanata reaching its 28th
trading
consecutive
surge last game.
FNCS finals. His point lead is so far ahead. You know, he has that one locked in, which kind of leaves only one
I gotta tweet.
more
Oh my
spot up
fucking
for
God, now
grabs. And
win.
you're looking at other teams when you
I had to
got
tweet,
down
I had
that
to tweet, I had to tweet.
leaderboard. Aviv, G-Money, Rise, Muzz, Shadow, Sphinx, Booga, Threats, and Craze.
You gotta send the
would be those
gambling
top
luck, bro.
three
The
teams to
gambling
look at.
luck. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Kanata's lurking.
Uh-oh.
What's he lurking on?
The sneak, Magma's gonna be first.
random.
Box to box.
Wait, they're playing
already
like
holds it
this?
there, trying to chase down.
What
That
the
could be
fuck?
Another elimination if they get this other wipe. This is 12 more points.
Wait, I'm not even
They're
trolling. I
going
think they
for
camped
the
that
win
pad
here.
waiting for Pollo on them
I
because they
like
always
this.
go to that
This
pad
is
every single
exactly
game.
what they need, because if you don't,
But it's not. But it ain't
you know
that.
what's gonna
but
happen.
it's
Wait,
not that.
Rapid is in trouble.
They're gonna start running their
Oh my
way.
god.
Kanata, Bolts, Rapid, playing as sharp as ever. Front side, Kanata kind of leading the charge here, really showing us just how mechanical he is. Don't forget what he's capable of. Yeah, he might have put that IGL hat on for quite some time, but
Oh my
there's a
god.
reason
Oh
he
no,
runs
you
it
gotta
up.
hit that.
Goes off
You
of his
gotta hit
mechanical
that,
skills
Nada.
here.
You just have to hit
Back
that,
up,
bro.
though. They gotta end this one
That was
quickly so they
funny.
can get a move on. Because this is deviating away from their usual strategy,
Dang.
sitting up in big bases, right?
Why would they run
Going
there?
for exchanges.
Chill,
This
chill,
is
chill. But they're not trading surges
definitely a
game.
stake.
That's their
at
only
earning
problem, bro.
points, trying to play fast, and we all know when you start switching stuff up, Jacob, bad things can happen.
Wow, Nada had a kill right there, bro.
Just a
He
tough
missed his
angle
fucking
right
pump.
there.
Did you
Exactly
see that?
There's too many risks going down right here in this fight. They do have the elevation advantage, so they're trying to smush that team further and further down. You see Kanata take another approach, going on their
I don't
layer.
care.
He's trying to just
Fortnite
funnel them
with
into
Peter
one
Bot,
direction from the ground.
Not only
This time
skill-wise,
around,
but the
sees
shit he
footsteps,
does to
no
win
scares towards the
is
left,
100
dodges as
times
well.
more
Positions are
entertaining.
not gonna be hit.
Y'all can
They
say whatever the
spot
fuck
out
y'all
Kanata
want all my
and
life.
land that first
All
shot.
that dick suck. That
Could be
shit.
a game changer, but that one surely is. Kanata has just
Kanata!
got there. Bolts
Not
and Rapid
smart.
need
Oh my-
to figure out
Oh
the
my
stairs.
god.
I'm seeing
No!
a little bit of the hesitation from
Yo,
Bolts. I didn't want to call it out too
what?
early, but he was only
I'm
down
not gonna lie,
20
that's a
already,
not a-
and he's stopping the chug jug, almost leaving Kanata out by himself. I have questions about what
my God,
I just
Scarebird
watched go
chases,
down.
bro, that's-
This
That's
fight
a
should have
not a chug,
started
bro,
and
I'm not
ended
gonna lie,
so
bro.
much sooner, but I think we are
Oh
watching
my god. Bolts is dash.
championship
Bolts said
jitters
fuck this shit, bro.
on Rapid and Bolts. I'm not even kidding here.
That could quite well be a possibility because we have not seen this in 12 games so far. This is the first time they're just keying over from Crime City, knowing that, honestly, you can't just expect these players to have a bad game.
Gars,
The only
appreciate the
reason why
prime, bro.
Angels,
Sage with
Acorn,
the
and
tier
Porto are
one.
even down is because of contested
God,
fight
come on.
versus one of the other
Come on,
great
Pete.
teams
Come
on the
the fuck
region.
on,
So they're
bro.
trying to just keep as much
on,
control underneath their own hands as possible. Unfortunately, Kanata goes down. Bolts immediately used that launch pad to disengage, but because he did that, Rapid stayed, and that full team is leaving. And so Rapid will have a chance to get the reboot card. This is not the last we've seen of this full trio.
We need Booga to
Crazy
catch
think
up
they
though
get
for
to
the
count their
landfall,
lucky
bro.
stars, you know, to just kind of stay in the running right now. Because if it was any other team, they might have just finished the fight. They might have actually
Chat,
had
go to
just
my
enough
tweet.
awareness to
Express
recognize
some
wait,
fucking
there's
luck
still one
and-
player left.
Express some
We
fucking
actually
luck
have
and
this.
love to Pete, bro.
But neither here nor there. These are
Y'all
the
know what
cards
Pete's
we've
done
been
for me.
dealt. We get to see
And the
it
brotherhood
continue
we
to
got,
go down.
bro.
Damage, we know
Rest
for
of
sure
fucking
they're
luck
gonna
and
be
love,
waiting
baby.
hard
Let's
on
go.
that. So this
We're
is
rooting
only
for him,
looking
bro.
better and better for Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. And by the way, I guess we can solidify here. Well, I guess we can't say for certain yet if Oyo won't be the 5X, but
Oh my god.
so far so good.
Oh my god, there goes Nana. The Nana reboot's back.
And they're literally getting everything this game. They got Demon's
It's not my
Domain,
birthday,
they got
man.
the off-spawn eliminations, they got the Spire, Island spawning, or could in theory
God,
spawn
they're
right there,
stacked.
but I think it is
Look
gonna
at
go
their
towards
loot.
the north, so not just yet. Not everything quite yet, but you know what they
You
want.
know,
They
okay, if
usually
they don't
get.
win this game,
Taking control
I'll sit
over
on
Wait, they
the
triple
lobby
bird?
right now,
I will
fighting
actually
around
sit on
Foxy
one. Oh God, I
floodgates.
will.
There is different
Oh my God, if they don't win
amount
the game, you
of
gotta
rotation here that's
try to get that
naturally in the form of a
backhand
launch
back.
pad. Just trying to wait to see where this next zone goes. I do believe
they don't
it's
win
gonna
this
continue
game,
to pull towards the north
I
side
will
of
sit
the
on
map.
one.
The
You
Rise,
can do
the
you
Beat,
can do
and
your
G
mind,
Money,
bro.
They are currently in second place when it comes to that global championship spot.
Oh my God,
They're not
Rise.
trying to lose control
Taking
of their
down
own destiny.
Noxie.
Great elimination onto Noxie. That brings them from about a 17-point lead to 21.
It's a big deal. Muzz's team is close, but
See,
Wait, look at Donnie.
more
Donnie's
G-Money's
all
team
again.
starts to
Oh
break
my
away.
god, no, he just got beamed, bro.
Oh, they don't even get the full team Elam. Look, they only get 4
Wait,
off
Jordan,
this,
Jordan.
so I was under the impression they might have actually
Oh,
gotten
stretch,
a
let's
full
go, stretch.
finish, but
Fucking scared me.
this
I'm
might
like,
be
who
the
fuck,
same
bro, what?
Yeah.
kind of song and dance we just watched play out with Bolts and Rapids team where, you know, you get in those positions where
Oh my
the finish
fucking
line is
God.
right there and you're like, wait,
Stretch,
maybe not,
you been
maybe
watching or
let's
no?
not take this fight.
Yes, bro. This is the best.
Except
This
for
is the
different,
best
play a little
grands
more
ever.
passive.
Yo.
Like, actually ever.
This shit is
See if they end up
crazy,
regretting
bro.
it later.
Oh my
Not
life,
going
it
to
is.
finish that fight. Not
I
only for
love
the
this
damage
shit,
they
bro. I
probably
fucking
need
love
here
this
to
shit.
lock
I'm not
in
gonna lie,
points.
it's way too
Those
good.
points
It's
are gonna
I
matter.
love when shit gets down and
well
wicked
said,
like this,
and
bro.
You're
It's the
kind of seeing
fucking
it
best. Oh
affecting their
god.
game plan right here. Just
You think
traveling
Pete and
towards the
Pollo are throwing
eastern
hands after
side
this?
of the
Don't they
map,
live in the same
slow
house?
rotation
Yes,
and they're not
bro.
having to run into too many teams.
Literally-
I got him on
Hoping that the
fucking
surge they're able to
fuck.
accumulate is going to be enough. As Peterbot,
Come
Golden
on.
Ritual go and contest the Demon's Domain. That
There
leaves
was no
Brutal
way
Rock
Pete doesn't
Stars
win this
free
game,
as
bro.
Can be.
He's
Fire
fucking
lands
stacked,
over
oh
there.
god.
And when teams in the feed see the eliminations, they know
Nah,
who
Haju,
goes
he would
down,
never do that
what's
because
going
Rice is
on.
laying
They try
claws
to
on the
make that
line,
part
too.
of their game
It's not
plan. That's
Polo,
why
I mean,
Clixie
Polo's not
also
that type
hits
anyways.
back
It's
to
all for
what
trolls.
they practiced when those teams were actually contesting
I'm
each
gonna
other,
watch screen share, I'll be
fighting
back
for the
after.
brutal boxcars.
But
getting
chill, don't
inspired,
leak though,
getting a
bro.
huge upgrade in their loot and those superhero rank upgrades on top
Come
of
on,
that.
bro. Come the fuck on. Let's go.
Those ranks definitely
Give me
make
that
a
fucking end
difference.
game,
We've
bro.
seen them
Last game.
kinda change
Nada's
the
back
dynamic
up.
time and time again, but
Back in action.
here it is. So Bolts, Rapid, Kanata,
No
a
surge
little bit
though.
of a rocky start, you know.
What's your prediction? Who's winning this
Seems
game?
like they've
Peter,
recuperated
there's no way he
themselves.
doesn't,
They've
bro.
kind of got themselves
seen his
back
loot?
in the game. I'm looking at the loadouts.
Yeah.
Things
He's
seem
got
to be
fucking
pretty decent,
all
pretty
gold guns,
stable,
mythics,
but we know
coins.
for
He's got
certain
everything,
all
bro.
this time
He's home.
spent
He's in his
back here
element.
at the Crime City means they haven't spent time.
He got this
farming
fucking
damage here in the coming moments. It may not right now because it's the last game, so things are moving a little quickly, but it will end up coming around eventually.
Yeah, I feel like this tournament's been a game of inches for a lot of these top teams here, playing for the competition. They're also losing a lot of information and priority towards the front side of the zone because they're not seeing all these teams pick their spots because they're so far back behind the curve of what they hope to go up until this point. Booga Craze and Threats, another team on the heels of a global championship slots. And so far, they've made it a focus for them to rotate out of Utopia and go as quick to the north side as possible. So that way they can get their position and worry about Surge as a secondary as opposed to first like they normally do.
Yeah, I'm just continuously glancing at that standing, just trying to see who's where, how far do some teams have to go, how consistent have they been, is this a good day, is it a rough day for Booga, Craze, and Threats? They haven't really got to touch that end game, not in the way that we've kind of seen them do in day number 1, where they were breaking top 5 regularly, and they did have a victory royale. So far, though, Muzz, Sphinx, and Shadow trying to do the same. They just came off that second place. They got that first place win. Have they managed to break that mid-game curse they've been battling with so far?
If any game is going to be the game to kind of break it, is going to be this one, where they get a favored zone towards the north side of the map this time around. And battling through so many different trials and tribulations throughout this tournament. They're putting themselves in the best position, but so is this team here. Rise, G-Minion, and V. Very, very similar road. Contested one time, non-contested, contested, uncontested. The mind games teams are playing on them, but for them to be able to hold tough throughout each and every one of these moments, putting themselves honestly in the right spot, inside of that bubble when it comes to the second and final spot for Globals as Bolts, Kanata, Rapid once again find themselves in a tough spot at the edge of the zone. That's Golden, that's Mason, and that's Chimp as well, rotating right in front, and then a whole nother trio trying to beat him to the punch. And this is what we were talking about, Monster, when we're saying going down early. Even if you're able to get that healthy reboot, you lose a lot.
Yeah, it's Clix' team that's off in a distance there, trying to get the lead to the front side of the Brutal boxcars right now. And you can see them just about to set up and base up on the outskirts. Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid likely read this positioning well and say, yep, we're not going to go that way. They're going to have to break off into a different direction, give themselves a little room to work with. Here we get an update from Peterbot's team up top. They're not too far off. They could just end up clashing here with their immediate competition. And if we know anything, we know they probably have been doing their research.
Yeah, trying to figure out when and where Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid are going to make their appearance outside of the zone. They see the first team. I don't think it's them. But for them,
they don't know.
No matter who it is, that's a possible 4 points per elimination. That's a 12-point swing right there if they're able to take down the full trio. A whole nother team making their way in towards Brutal boxcars, but you see the marks on the minimap. Bolts, Kanata, and Rapid are not too far away from what is going on here. And if they hear the noise, you know as well as I do, they tend to get a little noisy, seeing what the third party is. How can they use that to their advantage?
You know, they're thinking about, okay, why is this team playing so passive, right? Could this be Kanata's trio? Obviously, you know, these guys are trying to decipher every little read possible to see if they can just get a hint of who's who and where's what. Even those skin details will play a factor in them determining what team's what. So for now, you might have seen enough to recognize that's not the trio they're looking for. Bolts, Kanata, Rapid now on the move here, though, back inside the building of the boxcar. Trying to get back situated here in this game. This is a desperate reform here as the map is pulling pretty further away. They will end up crossing paths with Clix's trio and Peterbot's trio here shortly. I do think that's their team off to the right. And there, they might have spotted them.
Yeah, I'm locked in on the colors in the mini-map. Orange for Peterbot's team, green for Kanata. As soon as I see those colors come in close contact with each other, I'm thinking it's on, it's game time. They might not know how close they actually are, but it's definitely going to be a scary situation. Bugha, Threats, and Craze, though, lurking up on Muzz. May not know that's exactly them, but that is the team that they have to go through. One of two teams if they want to qualify for the Global Championship. And for Bugha and Threats, it's to remain perfect in terms of qualifying for these lands.
This is big. This is like their little Global Championship fight right here. We're watching it all go down. Oh, no, Muzz. Okay. Oof. Jumps off the cliff there. Could have got 3-2-1, but that doesn't mean Sphinx or Shadow safe. Oh, Sphinx finds himself a little bit out of position. Threats needs to stop moving or they're going to give away the spot. Crazy's going to end up opening here. There it is. They initiate, but they miss. Sphinx reacts super fast. Luckily, he had dashes on standby, and he backs off. The fight happening right here. Below the threshold for Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid. They haven't done enough. And that's all because of that kind of slow start they had, that initial knock onto them. They will be forced to take this fight right now.
Yeah, they changed things up so much. It's not exactly the change they were looking for. 100 damage below. One well-placed shot could change things up. But right in front of them, that's Golden. That's Mason and their trio on the other side. This is where it gets tricky because now the lobby is starting to gain notice. They're starting to focus their attention in this direction. 284 below. They're falling further and further. This is the recipe for Peterbot Cold and Ritual success, but it's not going to come without a fight. Kanata makes his way in. He gets the knock onto one, but he immediately goes down, and they're not even above the damage threshold. Another one's going to fall. Rapid is out. It's all up to both by himself, and it's Peterbot Cold and Ritual. They're the ones shooting on over, and they get eliminated. Now this is just a one-horse race.
Of course, it's Peterbot Cold and Ritual there to answer the call when it matters. And now all they have to do is ride their way to an endgame and earn 80 more points. Now, that is not easy, though. Let's make this very clear. This is a big game they're going to need to put up still if they want to be the champions. Agers, Aquin, and Pollo do have an opportunity to still hold the line here.
they just need, you know, mathematically, the quickest math, they just need one elimination and a win. One more elimination and a win. Obviously, they can close it with even more eliminations there, but it's Peterbot, it's Cold and Ritual. What they have been doing so far, I feel like not very many players can say they can do that exact same thing, and the ones that say they can are probably out of this lobby already. G-Money, Rise, and Aviv, they're realizing what's going on around the lobby. Timing is of the essence. Eliminations are being taken away, and they're almost 500 damage above the threshold. What is this last game?
Yeah, they have a long way to go. They need to finish this whole entire team, get the wipe here. And he's only got 21 builds, so this is much more than just a fight. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, though. Pressure coming in as well for them. They have face-checked the Yamso. Clicks and Higgs' trio here on the side. And now Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual do have a track record. They have a historical record. They love to win the last game on these major type tournaments. So I'll keep them in the running here for now. But Aviv, G-Money, and Rise do fall there on the picture-in-picture. And just like that, their spot's now up for grab for Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx to potentially overthrow. Or Bugha threats increase to jump even higher.
Oh, fuck.
You know, my man Levin on EU is probably saying this right now. Cinema. This is cinema at its finest. Aviv and them 546 points. I don't know what they're currently at, but starting this game, Muzz was at 521. Starting this game, Bugha was at 489 points. This is truly coming down to the wire. A mere elimination, a placement point could play the difference in somebody's FNCS continuing and somebody having to sit at home and watch it all with us.
And this is crazy because it's an end game on the top of a mountain, right? So naturally, it's going to favor the teams that get there early. Peterbot's team just literally positioned up on top of one of those predetermined bases that was already up there. So they're actually setting themselves up for the victory condition. I think they're noticing all they need to do is get these points. Look, they marked out Taki's base. They could either go for the fight, try to secure the elims, or play it nice, slow, and steady, but give it a second. Yamso clicks Higgs. Just keeping us entertained here and now on the edge of the mountain here, fighting their way through Curly's trio. They're going to find Cooper there. Just a little bit of an offset as they push off Reet and team.
Much better position than they're in some of the previous games. 500 plus damage above the threshold for them. Just trying to close out strong. They realized what happened this FNCS, but they already have their global championship spot secured. So for them, it's about finishing strong and go next. They got the global championship in their lines of sight for now, but still a comeback is needed. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, 3 eliminations, 500 damage above, and you can kind of see it right there in the minimap. I know there's a marker and a bunch of other players in the way, but they have pulled zone as well.
This is it. Here comes the breakout. Here comes the pressure. They have the zone. The stars are lining up. And they say fortune favors the bold. They have been just that all day long, all weekend long, challenging their immediate competitors. Really trying to take fate into their own hands right now. The combination of a few things are starting to happen here. The zone's not going to be forgiving to anyone here. It's going to start pushing its way off the mountain, down towards the lake. And that's going to mean you need a lot of material. This is going to be a matter of, can you go the distance? Do you have the stamina? This is a marathon, not a race here in these types of end games. But for Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot, they have options. It's not going to be easy, though.
Still 72 points down. Muzz is being spotted on the backside right now. His season is on the line. Is determined by him being able to make it out alive and pass Peterbot. Luckily for him, he slides into home plate. He's safe for now, but there's more innings to go in this game as 500 damage. That might not be enough for them as they spot out Visual with Braids and a minute toward the backside of the zone. They begin to make it their focus, and this is where teams have to watch out for. He does have the exotic pistol, the shockwave effect, the first and last bullet in that clip. The way Peterbot uses it, shoots one, reload, so he constantly has that shockwave effect out.
All right, we're in that position now. This is it. Teams fall. Points will be given to others that have managed to stay alive. Shadow, Muzz, and Sphinx. Global championship opportunity on the line right now. Visuals, Brazen, and Menace are one of their immediate competitors, but they've already made it, so this is just a matter of points for them right now. Menace, Braids, Visuals, kind of on the edge of the zone here. It's going to push back over the mountain. This is really good for Peterbot and Ritual right now. That gives them a lot of time to go in and work with it. But there's so much congestion beneath them. Look, there's no real opportunity available to them yet for eliminations. Finally now, everyone kind of has to come out of those burrow shells. They have a chance here to earn some points.
704 placement points continuing to move in. Visuals gets one on the vert. Blue goes down, Sonetto as well. We talk about the prize money, and that's exactly what some of these players down below, every elimination, every placing could be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 more dollars in their pockets. But they just have to continue to survive through that chaos that's down below. Meanwhile, they're up above, unchallenged. You talked about the different elevation change that's going on with this zone. Nobody's really going to get a chance to look up, but Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx, they claim another elimination. Only their second of the game, but slow and steady wins the race.
This is it. This is very good for them right now. That's going to keep them competitive here. Ritual's going to play to the front side now. Peterbot's starting to work his way down. They're starting to gas out of material. They need a refresher yesterday. This is starting to slow down for them. Now notice Peterbot is reloading to force the shockwave damage shots off of these teams here to give them all that distance. Plenty of options here. Muzz starting to open up the edits too.
Peterbot still dropping down. Muzz just trying to put fire down from above, but they get sidelined. They get sidelined. Down goes Sphinx. Muzz forced outside of the zone. No miss for him, so he's gonna go down as well. Shadow, I don't know how much pressure you faced in your life, but it does one or two things. Pressure either bursts pipes or makes diamonds. Now is your chance to shine bright like one.
Wait a second, Peterbot just hit himself back into the storm on accident. They're running low on material. This is the first time in a long time we've seen them not earn any points this late into an end game. They might not have enough. They need to win the game and get a single elim or get a lot of elims. And right now, we're not seeing elims add up. This verticality is working against them. King, PA, Jin, and Phaser take the high ground. Iamzo is going up to give us a win for a finish as well.
Peterbot shockwaving them all off of high ground, said, nah, you can hold it for now. Keep my C-Mord because the king is coming back to take his throne. This team doesn't want to take part in just another FNCS monster. They want to take over this FNCS. Prove a point. Claim his 6th FNCS championship, and right now they're well on their way up the mountain. It's claiming so many players down below, forcing them into the first order base where there might not necessarily be an exit. Shadow, he goes down. At least he made inside of the top 8, but where does he land on that leaderboard?
Listen, I'm seeing a lot of placement points and not a lot of elims up top. Cold, Ritual, Peterbot still haven't been gifted. And what do you think about this? A 3v3, Clicks, Iamzo, Higgs looking to get revenge here. They got taken out before. Can they stand through the power that Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot are laying down here? But no, they run away. Potentially to be, again, not found for elims here. Not by this team, at least.
I'm not going to say it's scared by any means, but I feel like this is the smartest, the most calculated we've seen them play. But now is the time to crash out the builds. Visuals goes down, but Higgs, Clicks, they're the ones who got both of those. Finally, Ritual is able to get one, and the dust has settled. They got their 4 eliminations. Now they just need to win out. And when the only healthy teams left in this game, minus Cold, of course.
Got a menace here in the mid-ground. Clicks Iamzo. Iamzo going up for height, just kind of baiting here. But Cold is very, very weak. He's going to go and initiate things down below. Minish, kind of that mid-game factor here. That's a Siphon being rewarded. Cold's going to fall. Peterbot's hit. He doesn't see the side shot come through, and Iamzo tags him once. Iamzo's going to get the Siphon too. The jump shot. He's invisible. Peterbot can't be seen, can't be tracked. Misses the Siphon. Iamzo's still in the game, but Ritual stands and wins the game by a heal off in the end. And just like that, Jacob, they do it again.
Oh my God, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. And what they can agree as probably one of the hardest fought FNCSs of their career. I cannot believe what we have just witnessed. They realized where they were at in terms of the leaderboard. They realized who was in their path, and one by one, they took down first place. They took down second place. I know I called a point estimate, but now I'm even able to second guess it, Monster, because did they do it? Did they complete history? Even now, I'm starting to doubt myself.
I mean, when you end the tournament with a win like that and the elims start to add up, it has to feel like it was enough. But only time will tell. Game 12, one thing's for certain, Ritual, Cold, Peterbot has solidified themselves once again as one of the most legendary trios NA has ever seen, Jacob.
I just couldn't believe it. I know we talked about that threshold for them to win, but what was the point difference? So many times, Monster, we've seen teams talk about taking it into their own hands. They just did it. But that's going to do it for myself and one of the greatest commentators ever, Monster D Phase 4 Major 3. Next stop is the Global Championship. But Zeke, we need to know who's going there.
Fortnite fam, did you just watch the game that I just watched? What the heck just happened? Kelly?
Zeke,
Vivid?
from start to finish, that was the best game we could have absolutely got. So many questions that just kept on adding up as the game went on. I thought that we would have our answer once we saw that Peterbot landed on Poi over Demon's Domain, but when it comes down to it in the final moments, there's just a few points separating them.
Guys, 3 points.
Let us know.
Difference of 3 points. Here we are. Once again, a difference of 3 points.
3 points.
Your major 3 champions. Peterbot, Ritual, Cole. 3 points separating them from first and second place. What an insane tournament to think. Vivid, to think all year long we've been watching these guys go head to head, and then they decide, you know what, in Grands, it's not gonna happen. For 11 games, we're not gonna land on you. Game 12, Vivid, game 12, they land on them and go on to win?
How is this the storyline? Absolutely crazy. Throughout the day, we had a moment where they were 1 point away, and then it seemingly felt like the gap was too big. They couldn't catch back up. Acorn was sitting pretty upon the throne, but the throne, the real one that needed to be claimed to go ahead and take the championship home, was the one over at the POI that they both tried to stake a claim at throughout the entirety of the major. And Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual do the unthinkable. They make the call, Kelly. They go ahead and contest them off spawn. And not only that, not only does it come down to game 12, it comes down to the final elimination. We did some math beforehand. We knew that they needed 7 to go ahead and secure it. They had 6 right there. And the final moments, they pick up the last one. 3 points, Kelly. They win by 3.
So many people were trying to stop their run there. There was so many opportunities for them to go down, but they refused to fall short, having the players from Brazil try to steal height away from them, and it looked like they were gonna do it. But Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual said, no, this is our game, this is our region, and we're going to show you why. Once again, the back-to-back Major 2 and Major 3 champions, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, prove to the world that they are the best team. And now they're gonna go to Globals in a month's time and prove it all over again.
I cannot believe the games we got today. I am just blown away. Congratulations to Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. Wow. We can't forget though, obviously there's still 2 spots going to the Global Championship. Who has qualified? Who secured one of those spots? Well, I can go ahead and confirm Kanata, Rapid Bolts. They made one of the 2 spots, but who made the other? If you look on 4th place, Visual, Braids, and Diminish, they're already qualified. We go down 1 more placement. Oh, wow. Muzz, Shadow, Sphinx are going to the Global Championships. We won! We did it, Muzz! Let's
Muzzle's going for land. He's OC player.
Being griefed to
He's going
going through
global.
last chance qualifier to
He came
being
through last place
contested and now
qualifier, right? So that
finally
means he only got
going
one
to
game to
global
win.
championships. Muzz,
make it into
Sphinx,
this
and
tournament.
Shadow,
They
one of the
played all
newly
tournament, they
formed
didn't make it
trios
up.
out of this major, prove why you
And they just
cannot
had to
put
play
them
fast
out.
fucking
This was their
chance.
tournament to show everyone that
He just
they
came
deserve to
first
go
in
to
the main, so he's
globals,
going
and
to
that
land,
is
'cause
exactly
three
where they're
teams
going.
above them are already going to
Instantly
land.
hitting the socials. Muzz is going ahead and showing his emotion, showing
He's OC,
what
bro.
it feels like to
he's
go
a
ahead
status
and
piece player,
clutch
bro.
that one up, right? We're watching the win happen. Peter Pot's taking it home over there in the final game of the day as well. Shadow
Fuck, that was
clutching it up
crazy.
as a solo when Muzz and Sphinx go down,
Even if you
making
got
sure
10th, you got 20 grand.
that they are sitting comfy in 5th place. Wow, I can't believe it. You gotta feel a little bit bad for Aviv, G Money, and Rise, right? They were holding on to that spot throughout, it seemed like, the entire day, but unfortunately in the final moments, they went ahead and fell short. And of course, the other trio that's going to be ecstatic about their qualification as well is, of course, Kanata rapping in bolts. We know exactly what that dig house sounds like right now, don't we, Zeke?
Dude, they have got to be just going absolutely crazy. I just cannot believe. And just like, again, think about how this all kind of started with that crazy 14 elimination victory royale, right? We went in and we're trying to win, but guys, they've been playing so consistently all weekend long, putting up the numbers to end on 710. To be, you know, over 100 points ahead of 4th place. I'm just blown away. Kelly, this is one of the greatest weekends of Fortnite. We're not even in globals yet. We're not even there yet.
But you know who will be there is Kanata, which means that he is now the player to make every single grand finals in the FNCS ever. And although I want to give him all of his flowers, I do have to give praise to Bolts during this tournament. He absolutely put on such a show time and time again. We're going down to a solo clutch, bringing out all the eliminations. I am just so glad to see the Bolts that we're seeing this weekend.
I mean, incredible stuff from the trio as a whole. Incredible stuff from the region as a whole. What an absolute classic that we...
That's back.
They leave their POI that they've been practicing for. That's what they practice for, bro.
Bro, Pete's 100 points behind. What do you mean?
How NA does this every time, man. We get to the finish line.
I don't know.
Bro, look what Kwani just tweeted, bro.
Yo.
Yo.
Raz, fucking Raz, your playbook should be fucking framed. Your playbook needs to be framed. Holy
Wait, who
shit.
called land? Like I didn't even pay attention to that shit.
Peter Bot was
Rapid and
doing
Rapid and
this
Muzz.
stuff
Rapid.
upstairs while Polo was just sitting
Wait,
downstairs.
what?
Rapid and Muzz. Squadland.
Who didn't call?
Nah, bugging
Who
it.
I swear you asked me this. I swear you asked me this in call, Rich. I don't know.
Nah, I insta left to join Fax's call.
Yo, you're a weirdo,
Oh,
bro.
you're,
Shut
bro,
up.
you're farming.
Oh, God,
You're
you're
kind of
farming,
farming,
bro, weirdo. Deadass,
Bro,
it's
no.
not funny on God.
I swear he asked me in call. I swear he asked me in call. I don't know.
Doesn't matter, even if he did, you shouldn't say it. He's obviously like stream farming or whatever, like, you know?
And this is just the first set of qualified teams.
Yo, look what Edgy tweeted, bro. Yo. Yeah, Donnie, join up, Donnie. I'll drag you, bro.
Missing a few, but over this weekend we have found
Oh my fucking God, man. I feel bad for Bug, man.
Leon, France, and
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Me too, bro.
They went out a bad way too last game.
I can't believe we are
They're stacked.
already so close to the global championships, Vivid.
Oh my god.
I can't wait. Right, reading through some of the
Yeah.
names, can't wait to see all of those trios up on the stage.
Just a
battling
raid.
Bug could get in as like a what do they call it?
Backup players. Backup
Yeah,
players.
That's
I
where
mean-
those guys always get to play. Like at Copenhagen, like a lot of people.
I'm not gonna lie though.
I don't think Bug is
Richie,
gonna go. Like, you know his
Richie,
ego, bro.
Richie,
But-
it's mainly EU people. I think that's what they did last year. They brought a bunch of NA people because there's too much flight.
Oh,
They're just gonna bring people from EU.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yo, look at Stevie O posted up. That fucking brother, man.
Well, they got 444 points.
Oh my god.
Oh.
This is why I love Fortnite, man.
Clicks.
These are
He got-
those
dude, that's
moments.
cursed,
This is
bro.
just like, this is unlike
But he got
Yeah.
444.
Yes, bro.
Not again.
That's actually a real curse. All my life it is. That's actually disgusting. Oh God.
Wait, I had $1 million earned.
You hit $1 million earned?
Yeah.
Good shit, bro. Congrats on God, bro. Good. Dude, I can't believe you guys pulled that off. I have to watch that back, bro.
That might have been probably like the craziest feeling of all time.
Cold, not cold. On God MVP, I think it's cold. On my life. I'm not even trolling. On God.
On my life, bro. Cold's the best.
Cold played fucking insane, bro. I mean, nah, actually, because Pete,
They all played so good.
Yeah. Pete had a 50 point
bro,
game
like,
clutch.
Cold's
Cold,
just too good.
yeah, that 1v3 day 2 was fucking disgusting.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, bro, I just play for these guys, get them to end game, and just let them go crazy on my life. They're the best players, bro.
I just got rated for 10,000 viewers. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking
Yes,
God.
baby.
Oh my.
Is this your highest all time, Bex?
I peaked at 35K no host today, bro, and we just got rated for 10K, bro. This is my highest all time, bro. This is fucking crazy. Que onda, gordo? A la verga, way! Mi fucking tu hermanos! Yes, sir! Holy shit, bro. Thank you so much, Gordon. I gotta follow you, bro. I don't even like, I dead ass, bro. I fucking appreciate you. I don't know your Twitter, bro.
And as players, it is also
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much. Top 5 FNCS Invitational and shit. Oh, sexy. Mucho.
And just marvel at. Thank you
How do you say
so
good looking in
much.
Spanish
The
again?
next step for us to FNCS Global.
Mucho guapo. Guapo, guapo. I fucking love you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the raids, man. Oh, God. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.